WBTV on your journey to retirement. How diverse are your assets? Financial advisor Jud Gee is explaining why many types of investments could maximize your savings. He'll explain right after this. Welcome back. Jud Gee from JHG Financial is joining us again in the studio talking about retirement and our investments. Jud, good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we talked about this topic of asset allocation with Ben one morning many years ago.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of all the anchor teams that I've worked with. I'm trying to figure out who's my favorite, but I think I found out.
Oh, all right. Hey, I'll take it.
So let's cover this topic again, and I'm going to do so in a way that I think people are going to gravitate to.
Okay.
You know, my wife and I decided to drive down to Tampa, and we packed up, we gassed up, you know, everything was good. We hit a little bit of Charlotte traffic. We got on the highway. We were going really good. But we got to that Georgia line, and it was start, stop, right? And then I tell you what, we got to that Florida line, bam. And it was wall-to-wall traffic, all 13 hours of it.
Okay.
You know, so you might want to think about the market last year, same thing. We started out tough, and it was start, stop. We pretty good, up about 10, and then by the end of the year, the markets were down. International was really tough. So, you know, we think about, you know, reallocating maybe this year, planning a little better for our trip.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what if you had a choice to fly down there and you looked at these two airplanes? You had a single prop plane or you had one with multiple engines. Which one do you think you'd get on?
Multiple engines.
Why would you do that?
If one goes out, there's another one.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
Guess what? This one might fall off.
Yeah.
No good, right?
Okay.
So when you're thinking about doing some reallocations, you know, you might want to have some small, some medium, some large blue chip companies.
Okay.
Some international, of course, but that's been tough. You know, we've had a lot of tariff talk.
Sure.
So that's been tough to navigate. You might want to mitigate some of that air turbulence a little bit by adding in some safer assets like, you know, real estate or cash, bonds, etc. Again, mitigate some of that air turbulence, right?
Okay. So you're not all risk. There's a little risk, there's a little safety there too. You've got multiple options.
That's right.
We were talking before about people who do the single route. It's kind of a do-it-yourself sometimes with the 401k.
DIY, that's right. We looked at those statements this year and we're like, ugh.
Not what I was thinking it was going to be, yeah.
That's right.
What would you advise people who are kind of on their own, kind of trying to navigate this?
There's a lot of different tools within the 401k. You know, a lot of the websites, whether it's Fidelity or John Hancock, you can go in there and do some planning, and I think that's a good idea, you know. And also, you know, having a good captain. Have you ever noticed, you know, you hit some air turbulence, they come on there and they say, put your seatbelt on, and we're going to get right through this, and we're going to have a great landing coming up here soon.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, having someone to talk with and work through that might be a great idea.
Sure. Never hurts to talk to a financial advisor. Jud Gee, thank you so much for all of your advice. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.